I come before you now, Jesus, softly inviting anyone who hears this gentle whisper of prayer to join me in this sacred moment. May your heart be open and your spirit calmed as we settle into this time together. I bless you with peace that surpasses understanding, a quietness that wraps around your soul like a tender embrace. May you feel deeply loved and held, even in the waiting, even in the stillness. If this prayer touches your heart, if you sense a small flicker of hope or comfort, I gently encourage you to like this video, not just as a click, but as a quiet affirmation of your own faith journey. Let it be a small light in your day, a gentle nod that you are seen and cared for. And if your heart feels led, subscribe to this space where soft prayers and gentle encouragement flow, so you can return whenever you need a moment of quiet strength. You might also find it healing to share a prayer request or a reflection in the comments below. It's a tender way for us to hold one another up, even when words feel fragile or simple. Together, we create a circle of grace and hope. Now, let us pray. Jesus, I come to you with a heart that sometimes feels heavy and worn from waiting. I confess that patience is often hard to hold on to when the days stretch long and the answers seem far away. Yet here in your presence, I want to lay down my burdens and surrender my restless thoughts. Help me to trust you deeply, even when I don't understand the timing or the path. I'm learning to rest in your quiet strength, too. Lean not on my own understanding, but on your steadfast love. Thank you for being my refuge and my hope. I am grateful that you walk with me, even in the waiting, holding my hand through every moment of uncertainty. Teach me to be patient with myself and with this process, to find peace in the pause. Let this waiting season become a sacred space, where I grow closer to you, where my faith is refined and my heart is softened. I open my soul to your gentle guidance and ask that you fill me with your peace that calms every anxious thought. As we continue to rest in his presence, feeling the warmth of his love wrap around us, I remind myself that you, Jesus, understand the depths of waiting because you, too, experienced moments of longing and hope. You know the ache of anticipation and the weight of uncertainty. So I bring to you now all the quiet prayers of my heart, the whispered hopes and the silent sighs. Help me to surrender control, to release the tight grip I have on timelines and outcomes. I choose to trust that your plans are perfect, even when they are hidden from me. Fill me with patience that is not born from resignation, but from the confident hope that you are working all things together for good. May this hope rise within me like a gentle flame, steady and sure, lighting the way through the shadows of doubt. Let me lean into your promises, resting in the assurance that you are near, even when I cannot see it clearly. Teach me to wait with grace, to wait with faith, knowing that your timing is always the best timing. And as we breathe in this sacred trust, I feel my heart soften more. Jesus, I thank you for the gift of your presence that never leaves me alone. In the moments when waiting feels endless, when patience runs thin, remind me that you are my source of strength. When I feel weary, lift me up. When I feel discouraged, whisper hope into my spirit. I am grateful for your unfailing love that sustains me day by day. Help me to find joy in small moments, to notice the quiet beauty that surrounds me even now. Let gratitude fill the spaces where impatience might creep in. May I be attentive to your gentle voice, guiding me gently through this journey. As I embrace this season of waiting, I ask for a deeper intimacy with you, a closeness that brings peace beyond understanding. Draw me near, Jesus, that I might feel your heart beating alongside mine, steady and sure. I trust that you are shaping me, preparing me, teaching me to be strong and patient in ways I never could on my own. Resting in this quiet confidence. I invite anyone listening to take a moment to share their own heart in the comments below. Whether a prayer request or a quiet reflection, your words are a precious part of this shared journey. And if you find comfort here, consider subscribing to this space of gentle prayers and quiet strength, so that these moments of peace can continue to meet you whenever you need. I ask you now, Jesus, to fill us with your Spirit, to breathe life into every aching part of our souls. Help us to surrender fully, releasing every worry and fear into your hands. Let trust grow like a tender seed, nourished by your kindness and grace. Teach us to wait with open hands and open hearts, ready to receive whatever you have prepared. May we be patient not only with the process, but with ourselves, knowing that growth often comes in silence and stillness. Thank you for the hope that you give, a hope that does not disappoint, but anchors us through every storm. I rest in your love, confident that you are working all things for our good, as this prayer continues to unfold. I feel a gentle encouragement to remind you softly to like this prayer if it has brought you peace, and to subscribe for more moments of gentle reflection and connection. Your presence here is a blessing, and your participation in this community of prayer is a quiet strength for us all. Jesus, I ask that you surround us now with your abiding peace, that we might carry it with us beyond this time of prayer. Help us to keep our eyes fixed on you, the author and perfecter of our faith. When impatience comes, remind us of your promises. When doubt creeps in, fill us with your light. Help us to walk forward in hope, trusting that with you beside us, every waiting season will bear fruit. Let this waiting be a time of preparation, a sacred pause where we rest deeply in your embrace. Teach us to wait, not in vain, but with expectancy and joy, knowing that you are faithful to fulfill every good thing you have spoken over our lives. We lean into your love now, fully surrendered and trusting. And as we continue in this sacred space, I invite you gently to share your heart or prayer requests in the comments if you feel moved to do so. And if this prayer has been a balm to your soul, a gentle like or subscribing to this channel will help us continue to share these moments of peace and strength with others who need them. Jesus, I ask you to deepen our trust in you even more. Help us to remember that waiting is not wasted time, but a holy opportunity to grow closer to you. Fill us with hope that shines brightly through the darkest nights. Teach us to rest in your timing, to find joy in your presence, and to hold fast to your promises. May your peace guard our hearts and minds, keeping us steady and secure. I am grateful for your patience with me, your unwavering love that never fails. Thank you for being my refuge and my strength, my ever-present help in times of need. As I continue to wait, I do so with a heart full of hope and a spirit anchored in you. And now, as this prayer flows gently onward, I feel the quiet confidence of your love surrounding us. Jesus, in this waiting, teach me to be patient, not just in moments of calm, but also in times of struggle and uncertainty. Help me to surrender fully, trusting that your plans are perfect even when I cannot see the whole picture. Fill me with gratitude for the lessons learned in the waiting, for the growth that comes through perseverance and faith. Let me find joy in your presence each day, knowing that you are the source of all strength and peace. May I be reminded that waiting with you is never wasted, but always sacred. I hold on to your promises, confident that you are working all things together for good. Strengthen me now, Jesus, that I may face each new day with patience and hope, anchored in your unfailing love. I thank you for hearing my heart, for walking with me through every season, and for being my constant companion. I feel a gentle nudge to invite you once more to like this prayer if it has brought a measure of peace to your soul, and to subscribe to receive more moments of quiet strength and gentle encouragement. Your presence here is a blessing, and your voice in the comments is a gift that enriches this community of faith. Jesus, I ask you now to fill us with a deep and abiding peace that carries us beyond this moment. Help us to trust in your timing, to wait with patience that is born from hope, and to surrender our worries into your loving hands. May we feel your presence close beside us, steady and sure, guiding us through every uncertainty. Thank you for your endless grace and love, for the strength you provide when we are weak, and for the patience you teach when our hearts grow weary. As we continue this journey, may we walk forward with hope, anchored in you, confident that you are faithful to complete the good work you have begun in us. I rest in your love, now and always. And as the quiet peace of your presence settles over us, Jesus, I ask you to help us carry this patience and strength into every part of our lives. Let waiting become a time of deepening intimacy with you, where trust grows and hope flourishes. Teach us to surrender daily, to release control and rest fully in your care. May gratitude fill our hearts, even in the quiet moments, as we remember your faithfulness. Help us to be gentle with ourselves and others, extending the grace you freely give. As we continue to walk this path, may your love be our anchor and our guide. I thank you for the sacred gift of your presence, for the strength you provide when we are weak, and for the hope that sustains us through every season. I hold these truths close, trusting that you are working all things together for good. Thank you, Jesus, for your endless mercy and grace. For your endless mercy and grace that flows like a gentle river, renewing our souls and refreshing our spirits. In this sacred space of waiting, I ask that you teach us to listen deeply, not just with our ears, but with our hearts, to hear your still, small voice whispering hope and encouragement. When the world feels noisy and overwhelming, may we find refuge in the quietness of your presence, where peace blooms like a soft flower in the dawn. Jesus, I pray that you would nurture within us a spirit of surrender, a willingness to let go of our fears and doubts, and to rest fully in your loving hands. Help us to remember that surrender is not weakness, but a courageous act of faith, a gentle opening of the heart to your perfect will. When impatience stirs within us, remind us of your patience, a patience that never grows tired or weary, a patience that waits with unwavering love. Let your patience be our teacher and our example, shaping us into people who can wait with grace and hope. As we journey through this season of waiting, may our eyes remain fixed on you, the source of all goodness and light. When the road feels long and the horizon unclear, help us to trust that each step is purposeful and each pause is sacred. Teach us to see waiting not as a void, but as fertile soil where dreams are planted and faith takes root. May we be gentle with ourselves in this process, understanding that growth often happens quietly beneath the surface, unseen but profoundly real. Lord, I lift up now the hearts of those who feel weighed down by waiting, those whose patience is thin and whose hope flickers like a candle in the wind. Wrap them in your tender care. Whisper words of comfort to their weary souls. Let them feel your nearness in the deepest parts of their being, a presence that does not forsake or abandon, but holds steady through every trial. May they find renewed courage to keep pressing forward, knowing that you are walking beside them every step of the way. I also pray for the moments when waiting feels lonely or isolating. Surround those hearts with a community of love and support, a circle of grace where burdens can be shared and joys multiplied. Help us all to be instruments of your peace, offering gentle encouragement, kind words, and patient listening to one another. In this shared journey, may we discover the beauty of companionship, the healing power of empathy, and the strength found in mutual care. Jesus, as we continue to breathe in your presence, fill us with a deep sense of gratitude for the unseen work you are doing within us and around us. Even when the answers are delayed, even when the path is unclear, remind us that your timing is perfect. Help us to trust that you are weaving a tapestry far more beautiful than we can imagine, a tapestry of grace, hope, and love that will reveal itself in due season. May this trust settle like a soft blanket over our restless hearts. Let us also embrace the small moments of joy and peace that you place along the way: gentle sunrise, the kindness of a stranger, the quiet laughter shared with a friend. Teach us to recognize these as signs of your love and faithfulness, reminders that you are present in every detail of our lives. May our hearts be open to receiving these gifts, and may our spirits be uplifted by the simple blessings that surround us each day in this holy waiting. Jesus, shape us into people who reflect your love and patience to the world. May our lives be a testimony to the power of faith that endures, hope that shines through the darkest nights, and love that never gives up. Help us to be gentle with ourselves and others, extending the grace you so freely offer. As we continue this journey, may your peace guard our hearts and minds, anchoring us securely in your unchanging love. I invite you, dear friend, to take a moment now to breathe deeply and feel the stillness of this sacred space. Let the peace of Christ wash over you like a gentle wave, calming every anxious thought and soothing every restless feeling. Know that you are deeply loved, held tenderly by the one who knows your name and holds your story in his hands. If this prayer has brought a measure of peace to your soul, I encourage you to gently like this video as a quiet affirmation of your faith journey. Consider subscribing to this space where soft prayers and gentle encouragement flow freely, so you can return whenever you need a moment of quiet strength. And if your heart is moved, please share your prayer requests or reflections in the comments below. Our shared stories and prayers are a precious gift, weaving us together in a beautiful tapestry of grace and hope. Jesus, I ask you now to continue to breathe your life-giving spirit into every heart here. May your peace fill the spaces where fear and doubt reside. May your hope rise like a steady flame within us, lighting the way through every shadow. Teach us to wait with expectancy and joy, trusting that your promises are true and your love never fails. As we carry this peace forward, help us to be patient with ourselves and with the unfolding of your plans. Let us embrace the waiting as a sacred time of preparation, an opportunity to deepen our faith, to grow in grace, and to rest more fully in your presence. May we walk forward each day with hearts anchored in hope and spirits buoyed by your unfailing love. And now, as this prayer flows gently onward, I invite you to continue holding these truths close, letting them dwell deep within your soul. May the quiet confidence of Jesus' love surround you, steady and sure, guiding you through every moment of waiting and every step of your journey. Know that you are never alone, for He is with you always, even to the end of the age. In this continuing embrace of grace and peace, let us open our hearts once more to the gentle whisper of the Spirit, listening for the next soft word of comfort and encouragement, ready to receive the gentle unfolding of your will, Jesus. As we wait, may our hearts remain tender and receptive, like fields softened by the morning dew, ready to receive the seeds of your promises. Help us to cultivate patience not as a reluctant endurance, but as a joyful expectancy, a quiet knowing that you are weaving a story far greater than we can imagine. Lord, teach us to live fully in the present moment, to find you in the ordinary and the everyday. When the waiting stretches long and the days feel heavy, remind us to breathe deeply and to rest in the assurance that you are working behind the scenes, moving in ways unseen but deeply purposeful. Let us not grow weary or lose heart, but keep our eyes fixed on you, our faithful shepherd, who leads us beside still waters and restores our souls. I pray that you would soften the places in us that resist waiting, the impatience, the fear, the longing that sometimes feels overwhelming. Replace these with your peace, a peace that calms storms and quiets anxious thoughts. May your love be the steady rhythm that guides our hearts, steadying our steps when the path feels uncertain or unclear in the midst of waiting. Help us to be present to others who also carry burdens and hopes. Give us eyes to see their needs, ears to hear their silent prayers, and hearts to offer kindness without hesitation. May our shared journey be marked by compassion, encouragement, and the gentle strength that comes from knowing we are held together by your grace. Lord Jesus, I ask that you continue to nurture within us the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, especially in moments when waiting tests our resolve. Let these qualities bloom in us as signs of your presence and power, reflecting your heart to those around us as the days unfold. May we discover that waiting is not a void, but a sacred space where transformation happens. Like a potter shaping clay, mold us with your hands, shaping our character and deepening our trust. Help us to embrace the holy pause, to listen closely to your voice, and to find courage in your promises. I lift up now those who feel the weight of unanswered prayers and deferred dreams. Surround them with your tender mercy. Let them know that their hopes are precious to you, and that you are working all things together for their good. Comfort their hearts and infuse them with renewed strength and unwavering hope. Jesus, as we journey forward, may your peace guard our hearts and minds, keeping us steady and secure amid life's uncertainties. Help us to rejoice in your faithfulness, to give thanks in every circumstance, and to hold fast to the hope that does not disappoint. And so, in this sacred moment, as we continue to rest in your presence, let us breathe deeply the assurance of your love, allowing it to settle like a gentle balm over every anxious thought and restless feeling. May our souls find refreshing in you, our refuge and our strength. If you feel this prayer touching your heart, I invite you once again to like this video, a small but meaningful way to affirm your faith and to join a community of gentle hearts seeking peace. Subscribe to this space where soft prayers and quiet encouragement dwell, so you can return whenever you need a moment of calm and strength. And if you are moved, please share your prayers or reflections below, knowing that your voice is a cherished part of this circle of grace. Jesus, as we continue on this path of waiting and trust, breathe into us the hope that lights even the darkest night. Fill us with a calm assurance that your timing is perfect and your love is unfailing. Guide our steps, steady our hearts, and deepen our faith with each passing day. May we walk forward with open hands and open hearts, ready to receive all that you have prepared. Teach us to wait with expectancy, with joy, and with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are faithful. And now, as the stillness lingers and the gentle peace of your presence enfolds us once more, let us listen together for the next soft whisper of your Spirit, ready to receive the gentle unfolding of your grace that moves quietly yet powerfully within us. Jesus, as we continue this sacred waiting, help us to embrace each moment with a heart softened by your love, a spirit attuned to your gentle voice. Teach us to recognize the subtle ways you work through a kind word, a sudden peace, a renewed strength that remind us we are never truly alone. When doubts arise or weariness threatens to overtake us, remind us to lift our eyes toward you, the author of our hope and the keeper of our souls. Help us to remember that waiting is not passive but active, a holy engagement where faith is practiced and trust is deepened. May we find courage in this truth, knowing that even the silence is filled with your presence, Lord. Grant us the grace to be patient, not only with the waiting, but with the changes it brings within us. Let us be gentle with our own hearts as you gently mold and shape us into vessels of your peace and love. May the trials of waiting become opportunities for growth, shaping us into reflections of your enduring kindness and unwavering faithfulness. As we journey together in this shared space of prayer and hope, I ask you to knit our hearts together in a bond of compassion and understanding. Let us be a community that uplifts and encourages, that listens without judgment and loves without condition. May our shared stories of waiting become sources of comfort and strength, shining lights along the sometimes shadowed paths we walk. Jesus, I pray especially for those whose waiting feels endless and burdensome. Wrap them in your tender mercy. Let their spirits find rest in your embrace, and their hearts be renewed with the quiet assurance that you are working all things for their good. Even when the way seems unclear, may they sense your nearness in profound and tangible ways, filling the depths of their souls with peace. Help us all to cultivate gratitude for the small blessings that appear each day, the gentle touch of a breeze, the warmth of sunlight, the laughter of a loved one. Let these moments be reminders of your constant presence and unfailing love. May our hearts be open to receive these gifts and to share them generously with others. In the stillness of this prayerful pause, breathe hope into every weary spirit. Here, let hope rise like a gentle flame, steady and bright, warming our hearts and guiding our steps. Teach us to wait, not with frustration or despair, but with expectancy and joy, confident that your promises are sure and your love never fails. I invite you, dear friend, to remain in this sacred space a little longer. Breathe deeply of the peace that flows from Jesus' unfailing love. Feel the gentle rhythm of his heartbeat echoing within your own, steady and calm. A sacred reminder that you are held and cherished beyond measure. If this prayer has brought a quiet comfort to your soul, I gently encourage you once more to like this video, not just as a gesture, but as a soft affirmation of your faith and hope. Consider subscribing to this space where gentle prayers and heartfelt encouragement continue to flow, so you may return whenever you need to be reminded of God's tender presence. And if you feel moved, share your own prayers or reflections in the comments below, each word a thread in the beautiful tapestry of our shared journey. Jesus, as we continue to walk this path of waiting, fill us with a peace that calms every restless thought, and a patience that softens every anxious moment. May your Spirit guide us gently, leading us beside still waters and restoring our souls when we grow weary. Help us to trust deeply in your perfect timing, knowing that you are faithful to complete the good work you have begun in us. May our hearts be open and ready to receive all that you have prepared, holding fast to the hope that anchors us through every storm. Teach us to wait with joy and expectancy, confident in your steadfast love and unchanging faithfulness. And now, as the quiet of this moment lingers, and the gentle presence of Jesus enfolds us once more, let us listen intently for the next soft whisper of His Spirit, ready to receive the peace, the guidance, and the love that flow endlessly from His heart, the tender assurance that comes from a Savior who knows each longing of our hearts. Jesus, as we rest in this sacred stillness, I ask that you continue to weave your gentle peace through every fiber of our being. May we become ever more attuned to the subtle ways you speak through a quiet thought, a sudden calm, a gentle nudge toward hope that remind us of your constant presence even in the silence. Teach us to embrace this waiting not as a burden but as a sacred invitation to grow deeper in faith and trust. Help us to see the waiting as a holy pause where your love softens our edges and your grace reshapes our hearts. When weariness threatens, may we find strength in your promises, and when doubt arises, may your light dispel the shadows, guiding us tenderly onward, Lord. I pray for each heart gathered here, those carrying heavy burdens, those wrestling with uncertainty, and those quietly longing for answers. Surround them with your mercy and kindness, filling the spaces of loneliness with the warmth of your embrace. Let them feel the nearness of your Spirit, a steady companion through every trial and every moment of anticipation. May we also be mindful of one another, reaching out with gentleness and compassion. Let our shared prayers and stories knit us together in a circle of grace, where burdens are lifted and hope is renewed. Teach us to be patient listeners and faithful encouragers, reflecting the love you so freely pour into our lives as we continue to breathe deeply of your presence. Help us to notice the small blessings you scatter along our paths, the soft glow of sunrise, the quiet smile of a friend, the whispered word of encouragement. May these gentle gifts remind us that you are at work in every detail, crafting a beautiful tapestry of hope and redemption that unfolds in your perfect time. Jesus, fill us with the fruit of your Spirit, love that endures, joy that sustains, peace that surpasses understanding, patience that perseveres, kindness that uplifts, goodness that shines, faithfulness that never falters, gentleness that comforts, and self-control that steadies. Let these qualities bloom in us as visible signs of your presence and power, especially in the moments when waiting tests our resolve. I lift up those whose prayers feel unanswered and whose dreams seem deferred. Wrap them tenderly in your care. Whisper words of hope into their souls and remind them that their waiting is not in vain, but part of your divine plan. Renew their courage to keep trusting, knowing that you are working all things together for good, even when the path is unclear. May we walk forward with open hands and open hearts, ready to receive the fullness of your promises. Teach us to wait with expectancy and joy, holding fast to the hope that anchors us in every storm. Let your peace guard our hearts and minds, steadying our steps and calming every anxious thought. And so, as this prayer flows gently onward, I invite you, dear friend, to remain in this quiet space a little longer. Breathe deeply the peace that comes from Jesus' unfailing love. Feel His gentle presence enfolding you, steady and sure, a sacred refuge amid life's uncertainties. If this prayer has touched your soul, I encourage you to like this video as a soft affirmation of your faith journey and to subscribe for more moments of gentle encouragement and quiet strength. Your participation in this community is a blessing, a shared light that brightens the way for all of us. As we continue to rest in the embrace of Jesus' love, let us open our hearts to the next gentle whisper of His Spirit, ready to receive the comfort, guidance, and hope that flow endlessly from His heart. The quiet unfolding of your purpose, Jesus. In these moments of stillness, may our hearts be like open hands, ready to receive the gifts you so graciously offer. Teach us to hold each breath as a sacred pause, a holy space where faith can deepen and hope can take root. Help us to welcome the gentle nudges of your Spirit, those tender stirrings that remind us we are never alone on this journey. Lord, when the waiting feels heavy and the days seem long, remind us to turn our gaze toward you, the one who holds time in your hands and whose love never wavers. May we find rest not in the passing of hours, but in the fullness of your presence. Let our souls be nourished by the quiet assurance that every moment is known and cherished by you. As challenges arise and patience wears thin, wrap us in your mercy and grace. Teach us to be kind to ourselves in the midst of uncertainty, to extend the same gentle compassion inward that you so freely pour out upon us. Help us to release the need to control outcomes and instead surrender with trust, knowing that your plans are perfect and your timing is divine. In the waiting, Jesus, cultivate within us a heart that truly listens to your voice. May we discern your whispers amid the noise, finding clarity and peace in your words. Let us be attentive to the subtle ways you work in our lives, in a quiet moment of peace, a flicker of hope, a renewed strength to carry on. I pray for those who feel isolated in their waiting, who carry silent burdens no one sees. Surround them with your comforting presence, Lord. Draw near to their hearts and remind them that they are held, that their stories matter, and that they are part of a larger story woven by your loving hands. May they find encouragement through the prayers and kindness of this community, a circle of grace united by faith and hope. Help us all to be vessels of your love, reaching out with tender words and patient hearts to those who walk difficult paths. Let our shared experiences of waiting become bridges of understanding and encouragement, lifting one another up with gentleness and care. Jesus, fill us anew with the fruit of your Spirit, especially patience and peace, so that we might reflect your character in all circumstances. When the weight of waiting presses upon us, may your joy be our strength, your kindness our comfort, and your faithfulness our anchor. We thank you for the unseen work you are doing within us and around us, even when answers seem delayed. Help us to trust that you are weaving a tapestry more beautiful and intricate than we can imagine, a masterpiece of grace, hope, and redemption. May this trust settle deeply within us, like a soft blanket shielding us from despair in the quiet moments. May we notice the simple blessings you scatter along our way, the warmth of the sun, the smile of a loved one, the gentle sound of a breeze, and receive them as reminders of your constant presence and care. Lord, as we continue to rest in your love, shape us into reflections of your patience and kindness. May our lives bear witness to the power of faith that endures, hope that shines through darkness, and love that never gives up. Teach us to wait not with resignation, but with expectancy and joy, confident that you are faithful to fulfill every promise you have made. I invite you dear friend, to breathe deeply now, allowing the peace of Christ to wash over you like a gentle wave. Feel the steady rhythm of His heartbeat echoing within your own, a sacred reminder that you are deeply loved and tenderly held. If this prayer has brought a measure of peace, I encourage you to gently like this video as a quiet affirmation of your faith journey. Consider subscribing to this space where soft prayers and gentle encouragement flow freely, so you can return whenever you need a moment of quiet strength. And if your heart is moved, please share your prayer requests or reflections below. Your words are a precious gift that binds us together in grace and hope. Jesus, as we continue to walk this path of waiting and trust, breathe into us the hope that lights even the darkest night. Fill us with calm assurance that your timing is perfect and your love is unfailing. Guide our steps, steady our hearts, and deepen our faith with each new day. May we walk forward with open hands and open hearts, ready to receive all that you have prepared. Teach us to wait with expectancy, joy, and the quiet confidence born of knowing you are faithful. And now, as the stillness lingers and the gentle peace of your presence enfolds us once again, let us listen intently for the next soft whisper of your Spirit, ready to receive the comfort, guidance, and love that flow endlessly from your heart. The promise of your unwavering presence, Jesus. As we remain here in this gentle stillness, may our spirits be tender and attentive, like soft soil ready to receive the nourishing rain of your grace. Help us to become ever more aware of the quiet ways you are at work within us, shaping, healing, and preparing us for all that lies ahead. Let each breath we take be a prayer, each moment a sacred offering of trust and surrender, Lord. When the weight of waiting presses heavily upon our hearts, remind us that you are near, closer than breath, closer than our own thoughts. May we find refuge in your steadfast love, a refuge that neither time nor circumstance can shake. Teach us to lean into your gentle strength when our own falters, to rest fully in the shelter of your arms, and to rise anew each morning with hope. Rekindled in the quiet pauses between our prayers, speak to us softly. Jesus, let your voice be like a gentle breeze that stirs the leaves, subtle yet unmistakable, calling us deeper into peace and patience. Help us to discern your presence not only in grand moments, but in the smallest details of our days. The kindness of a smile, the warmth of sunlight on our skin, the calm that follows a storm. May these be signs that you are faithfully walking beside us. I pray for those who carry heavy burdens unseen, whose hearts are weary from the long seasons of waiting. May your comfort flow like a healing balm over every ache and sorrow. Surround them with your peace that surpasses all understanding, and fill their souls with renewed courage to keep trusting, even when the path seems unclear. Let them know they are not alone, that you are their constant companion, and that this waiting is part of your perfect plan to shape and strengthen them. Help us to be instruments of your love and compassion in this world. May our words offer gentle encouragement, our hearts extend patient understanding, and our hands provide tangible support to those who need it most. Bind us together in a community of grace where burdens are shared, hope is multiplied, and faith is nurtured. Jesus, pour out the fruit of your Spirit into our lives, patience that perseveres, kindness that uplifts, goodness that shines forth, faithfulness that endures, gentleness that comforts, and self-control that steadies our steps. May these qualities bloom within us as visible reflections of your presence and power, especially when the waiting challenges our resolve. As we continue this sacred journey, Help us to embrace waiting not as idle time, but as fertile ground for transformation. Like a potter gently shaping clay, mold us with your hands, softening what is hard, filling what is empty, and forming vessels ready to carry your peace and love into the world. Teach us to listen deeply for your voice amid the silence, to trust your timing even when it is hidden, and to rejoice in the slow unfolding of your perfect will. I lift up now every longing heart, every silent prayer whispered in the depths of night, every hope held fragile and dear. May they find rest in you, Jesus, the one who hears every sigh, who holds every tear, and who promises never to abandon. Renew their strength, steady their faith, and fill them with a peace that anchors their souls through every storm. And so, as this prayer flows gently onward, I invite you, dear friend, to remain here a little longer in this quiet embrace. Breathe deeply the peace that comes from knowing Jesus holds you close. Feel his gentle presence surrounding you, steady and sure, a sanctuary amid life's uncertainties. If this prayer has touched your heart, I encourage you to like this video as a quiet affirmation of your faith journey and to subscribe for more moments of gentle encouragement and soft prayers. Your presence enriches this community, a circle of grace where we uplift and support one another together. Let us continue to listen for the next soft whisper of the Spirit, ready to receive the comfort, the guidance, and the boundless love that flow endlessly from Jesus' heart. The sacred promise that no moment of waiting is wasted in your loving care. Jesus, as we linger in this peaceful stillness, let our hearts be open and our spirits receptive to the gentle movement of your grace within us. May we sense your presence as a tender caress, soothing every anxious thought and quieting every restless feeling. Help us to rest fully in the assurance that you are with us, now and always. Teach us to embrace this season of waiting with a spirit of gratitude, even when the days feel long and the path ahead uncertain. May we find joy in the small blessings that surround us, the soft light of morning, the warmth of a kind word, the beauty of creation unfolding around us. Let these moments be reminders of your faithful love and constant provision, gifts that nourish our souls and strengthen our hope. Lord, I pray for those who struggle to wait, whose hearts are heavy with longing, whose patience is tested by delay. Surround them with your tender mercy. Whisper words of encouragement into their souls and fill them with renewed strength to persevere. Let them feel your nearness in profound ways, a comforting presence that never leaves or forsakes. Help them to release the burden of control and to rest in the perfect timing of your plans. May we all be mindful of one another's journeys, offering gentle support and compassionate listening. Let our shared prayers weave a tapestry of love and hope, binding us together in community and grace. Teach us to be patient with ourselves and with others, extending the same kindness and understanding that you so freely give. Jesus, pour into our hearts the fruit of your Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, especially when waiting feels hard and the future uncertain. May these qualities bloom within us as living testimonies of your presence and power as we continue this sacred journey. Mold us with your hands, shaping our character and deepening our trust. Help us to listen for your voice in the quiet moments, to discern your guidance in the stillness, and to rejoice in the unfolding of your perfect will. I lift up now every prayer whispered in hope, every dream held tenderly in waiting. May they find rest in your hands, Jesus, the hands that heal, sustain, and carry us through every season. Renew our courage, steady our faith, and fill us with a peace that anchors our souls through every trial. And so, as this prayer gently closes, I invite you, dear friend, to carry this peace with you beyond this moment. Breathe deeply the quiet assurance of Jesus' love, knowing that you are held, cherished, and never alone. If this prayer has touched your heart, please consider liking this video as a gentle affirmation of your faith journey and subscribing for more moments of quiet strength and hope. Your presence here is a blessing, and your voice in the comments a treasured part of this circle of grace. Let us go forward with open hands and open hearts, ready to receive all that Jesus has prepared for us. May we wait with expectancy and joy, anchored in the steadfast love of our Savior. In His holy name we pray, Amen.